Hello. Oh, hold on a second. Let me turn off the TV. Okay, here we go. All right. Can you all hear me? I guess more importantly, yeah, can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Hello, hello. It's a weird way to start this. Hello. Let's see. Who is here? Loud and clear. Awesome. Thank you, Unwanted Book Club. So we've got Autumn. Hello, Autumn. Thank you for popping in. Devin is here. Hello, Devin. Thank you. And of course, Unwanted Book Club. Thank you. What are you doing today, my friend? Yes, I am facing the exact same problem. Oh my gosh, my chapters have gone from like being somewhat like decent length to being like, and it's so hard. Christy is here. Hello, Christy. Welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Hi, guys. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I guess the proper way to start this would be to formally introduce myself. Probably not like that, though. So I am Madeline Monahan. It's over here. I prefer to go by Maddie. I am a writer, obviously, and I'm currently actually working on my second novel. First one's been put on the back burner to make way for this one. And the novel I'm working on now is a Greek mythology retelling of the Hades Persephone myth told from Persephone's perspective. So, thanks, guys. Aw, yay. So that is what I am working on right now. That's what I'm working on today. I'm working on chapter 5 of draft 2, right? Yes, draft 2. So that is what's happening today. So what are you guys working on? What's your plan for this fun time we're going to have today? I am curious to know. Sorry, my eyes watering a little bit. Hey, Asa! Thank you for hopping on. Am I saying your name right? I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But hi, it's nice to have you here. So, wow, this is so weird. It's a lot of fun, though. I'm already having fun. Devin's doing research. I've been there. I had to do so much research before I got this started, and it is amazing how few myths there are about Persephone and Hades. It's like almost non-existent. Like they have this one story, and that's the Changing of Seasons story, and then they just sort of pop up every once in a while. So you don't really know that much about them. So it's kind of fun to explore a little bit and try and figure out where the heck they are. So yeah, research fun. Research can be fun, is what I meant to say. Christy is working on a contemporary fiction second novel as well. Woohoo! 40K in. That is awesome. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. It's the second novels. I feel like second novels are always like the less scary ones because you dive into the first one like, I've got this. And then you get halfway through and it's like, wait a second, what am I doing? But by the second novel, it's like when you have kids. I don't have kids, but it's like, they say the first one is like the experimental one. And then the second one, you just already know how to have kids. I feel like books are kind of like my kids and it's the same way. I don't know what to do with the first one, but the second one, I'm like, I got this. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. So that is really cool. Oh man, this is fun. So I hope you all have your waters and coffees and snacks. I have my croissant. Can never have anything. Can never do anything. There we go, without my croissant. Fun fact, I don't speak French. Hey! Oh my gosh, correct me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Alea? I hope I'm saying your name right, but hi, thank you so much for hopping on. That's so cool. Hello, friends. All right. So, are people ready to do our first sprint? I went from that to that. All right. Is everybody ready to do something fun? Since we've been chatting for 5-ish minutes, let's go ahead and get the ball rolling. Let's see, what do I have up? Oh, there we go. So I'm thinking for our first sprint that we should probably do, I'm thinking 10 minutes. Oh, what does Chrissy say? I feel like the first one is like, yes, exactly. That's exactly how it feels. And Devin is ready. Awesome. So Alea. Okay, Alea, thank you. Thank you. I feel so bad if I pronounced it wrong and I apologize. So Alea, I will remember that. Thank you. So I am thinking for our first sprint, just as like a warm up, we'll just do like a quick 10-minute sprint. And then after that, I think if y'all have been on the other live streams, like with Autumn and Bree, you know that we are all fans of crazy numbers. So after the 10-minute sprint, just start throwing the crazy numbers at me. I love them and I welcome them. So we'll start with a 10-minute, and then after that, let's just go nuts. You want to go nuts? How does the Batman quote go? Is it, do you want it from 1980? Oh God, I can't. The Michael Keaton Batman. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. There we go. That's what I'm. Hi guys, this is gonna be productive. I swear. All righty. So are you guys all set? Everybody good to go? Let's go ahead and get the 10 minutes up. Go ahead and make that nice and big. And I'm gonna mute myself, but happy sprinting. All righty. That was 10 minutes. Oh, that was fun. How did everybody do for their 10 minutes? Oh, a couple more comments popped up. There we go. Yay, pronounced it right. Okay, cool. And Petra is here. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Hope you were able to get at least a little bit done when you stopped in. So go ahead and let me know how y'all did. I have been so bad at keeping up with like word count since I've started editing this. So I edited probably about a paragraph. A lot of my time has been like trying to figure out what to take out, what to put in, how to put it in. There's actually a lot of like key players in the underworld and how it works. And so trying to incorporate all of them into it is like, how do I do that? Because you have like, there's like the 3 judges who are the ones who pass judgment on souls. You have the guy who ferries the souls in. You have the 3-headed dog. You've got Thanatos, who's the god of the dead. And I still have to figure out if he's going to be important or not. So there's just a lot of key players, and I'm trying to figure out like when the best time to introduce them are. So it's like, there's a lot for a myth, for myths that don't have a lot of, or that I guess that aren't very long. This one has a lot of people in it, and so it's like trying to like figure out how they fit into this particular story is fun. It's fun. I love it. Christy got 311 words. Woo! That's good for 10 minutes. I normally only get like 100 if I'm lucky. Alea just fixed some stuff in her outline. Yes, that is always good. Fixing stuff in outlines is the way to go sometimes. I had to redo my outline before I started my second draft because I felt like I didn't really have a good structure to it. Like my first outline for draft 1 was literally just bullet points. And it was like, this happens, and this happens, and then this happens, and this happens, and this happens. And so then for my second draft, I've been using, I don't know if you guys have ever used it, the Katie Tastic's 3-act, 9-block, 27 chapter outline. It looks like this. Ta-da! Which basically just breaks down everything in each act. And so I've been using that to restructure my second draft. And this has been much more helpful than my silly method before. So, oh no, I hope your internet cooperates with you, because I know how frustrating that is. I live in an apartment, and everybody, especially since we're home now because of like the virus and everything, everybody is always on, and it messes up our internet so badly. So I totally get that. I'm so sorry that's happening. I hope it doesn't anymore. But you got 134 words. That is good. Yay! Well done, my friend. Well done. Oh man, that is pretty cool. So I hope you guys had fun with that first sprint. Let's see. Oh, Alea uses the outline too. Yeah, that's what I found kind of works for me too, is that I kind of have to throw a lot of like different things together in order to find an outline that works. So yeah, and then I'll like also outline as I go. So I'll like make a separate chart of things that I need to keep track of. So also, fair warning, I live in a house with a kayik, which is the smallest bird in the macaw family. So if there is a high piercing screech very suddenly and unwarranted, that is my bird, and I apologize. He can get very loud, so I do apologize if he starts screeching, which I hope he won't, and he'll be a good boy, and he'll just make kissy noises and whistle. One can only hope, right? Weekends, internet super slow. No such thing as high speed. Yeah. Yeah, we high speed doesn't exist. Like that's what, Verizon said we had, but high speed, what is that? I don't know. Oh, he's looking at me. The bird's looking at me. Just hope he doesn't start squawking. Oh man. Oh, please don't squawk, Mr. Bird. So I am trying to think. Sorry, like I said, I live in an apartment, and so we just hear strange sounds coming from like the outdoors, and so it'll be like random cars or and it's funny too because where we live, it's like a nicer area because we live in the Northern Virginia area, and so it's funny because where we live, if you look on like I think it's Trulia or like one of those like crime rate things, it's like where we live is fine. Nothing happens here. But the 7-Eleven at the end of the property is like in the blue zone. It's like, don't go there, you'll get mugged. And it's like, why is that so close to this really nice? What? So it's like you step over into the 7-Eleven and it's like, you're now going to get mugged. Congratulations. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely depending on where you go. Like I always noticed that whenever I travel to like Colorado, um, the internet is funky up there. Like I don't know why. It's the weirdest thing. Even in like my aunt and uncle live in Fort Collins, which is about an hour north of Denver, and even there, it's like you know, internet's weird. I feel like you guys remember when they used to show those like Verizon coverage maps and like they would say that like the whole country was pretty much red because Verizon was everywhere. I, I feel like it's a bit of an exaggeration, but I just that just made me think of that was the Verizon coverage map. And they used to like advertise that all the time, and now they never do. Probably because they know it's not true. Someone pointed out that it ain't true. Oh man. Oh, Verizon. It's not my favorite, I can tell you that. Oh, lordy, lord. But yeah. So let's see. Jimmy, what can we talk about? Jimmy is very busy eating. He's having a grand old time, just chomping away at his food. So here's, I guess, a question for you guys is, have y'all, I guess, either found or read anything? Like, I guess when I say found, I guess seen, like a movie, anything that you either had never realized you wanted to see or have finally gotten the chance to see now that we're all stuck inside. Because I've just been watching Avatar: The Last Airbender nonstop, and I need to find something interesting, something else interesting to watch. I mean, I love Avatar. It's like one of my favorite shows of all time, but my husband and I have watched it probably like 50 times at this point since they put it on Netflix. So I'm open for recommendations and also for book recommendations. But if you have like a good show or like a good movie to watch, I'm always down. So yeah, no, that I there it's the same thing in Northern Virginia, because we're right here, we're right next to DC. And so you're used to like kind of the spillover, I guess, from DC in terms of like what you get, like in like technology or services or people, so you're used to that. So it's like you go somewhere else in the country and it's like this is not what it's like in DC, but it's a million times better. DC is great to visit, not great to live in. So that's that's my 2 cents on where I live. Yay! An Avatar: The Last Airbender fan. Yay! So apparently, Autumn, this is actually kind of fun, and I went around testing everybody's hands. But there's a thing. Oh, if I find it, actually, I'll send it to you on Instagram. But there's this thing where if you look at like your hand And if your hand is a certain shape, it determines what kind of bender you are. And I'm a water bender, and my husband is an earth bender. My sister-in-law is an airbender. My little sister is a waterbender. My dad is a firebender, and my mom is an earthbender. It's really fun. We just went around like looking at everybody's hands and like looking at it. So I will send that to you because it's so much fun. Unwanted Book Club, mostly dramas. Yes, I saw that The Patriot is on Netflix, and like literally the only thing I remember from that movie was Heath Ledger's in it, and he's adorable, and some guy gets his head blown off by a cannonball. Like that's the only two things I remember about that film. Let's see. And then you got Braveheart, Titanic, The Last Samurai. Oh, that's actually a very good movie. I was pleasantly surprised by that movie. I thought that movie was actually very respectful towards Japanese history. So I was very, very pleased with that. Gladiator and 300. Is 300? 300's the Spartan one, right? That's the one with oh, what is it? Where he kicks the guy and he's like, "This is Sparta," and he's like, yeah, that's that movie, right? Oh, I don't know. Yes. I have them all on DVD too, but it's like now that they're on Netflix, it's just replay, 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 replay. I've always been squeamish about the zombie apocalypse trend. Yeah. Oh, Petra, if you're looking for a really good zombie movie that's actually not too like intense on like the gore aspect, if you haven't seen Train to Busan, it's a South Korean zombie film, and it is so good. I don't like zombie films. I don't watch zombie films, but Train to Busan was just such a well done movie. It's hard not to love it. It is probably one of the best films I've ever seen, and it's a zombie film. So I would highly, highly recommend checking that one out. I think it's on Netflix if you have Netflix. But yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I know. I don't want to watch anything depressing now either. Like what's going on in the world is depressing enough. I need what I watch to be something a little bit more joyful. Yay, Alea likes Avatar 2. Katara and Zuko give me life. Zuko is hands down my favorite character. I think his story arc is just so impressive. And as I've gotten older and have like learned to appreciate like structures of stories, like yes, I love him. I love him so much. He is my baby, and I will adopt him and he will be mine. And yes, we are adding Avatar to the Zoom. You like The Last Samurai? Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Oh, I've heard of that. I have heard of that. I actually did a report in freshman year, I think, about Wounded Knee. And yeah, no, I grew up in a house where we have a very deep appreciation for Native Americans, and like growing up, I was surrounded by like Navajo blankets and like Navajo artifacts, and you know, my family is descended from Cherokee, so we have a very like deep respect for Native American people. And so I actually grew up knowing about Wounded Knee. That was one of the things my parents taught us when we were very young. So I will have to check that out, because yeah, that is something that gets you right there. Loved Avatar. Yay! More Avatar. Been trying to get on the Avatar. You're already on the Avatar train, Christy. The second you watch Avatar, you're on the Avatar train, and you are welcome here anytime. The doors are always open. We are boarding at every stop. Anybody and everybody can get on, because Avatar is for everybody. So you're already here, my friend. Yes. Okay. So that is the Spartan movie. And then Train to Busan beats every. Yes. I haven't seen I Am Legend, but Train to Busan is extremely good. I really do recommend it. Even if you're not a zombie movie person like I am not. I hate zombies. They scare me. They're like kind of the only horror thing that I just can't watch. But Train to Busan was amazing. It's so well done. I really do recommend it. Zuko defied the yes, yes. Oh my gosh, okay, I just have to go on a tangent real quick because I'm still bitter about how Star Wars ended. And I kind of took a step back a little bit. And as I was watching Avatar The Last Airbender, I realized that Zuko's redemption, or I can't say redemption arc because he did get redeemed, but his redemption arc is almost exactly parallel to Ben Solo's redemption arc. Like it almost goes the same way. So I don't know if this might be spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen the sequels or who hasn't seen Rise of Skywalker, but what is it? Because Zuko, you know, in the first season, he's the bad guy and he's like, but you kind of get the sense that he's not all bad. The second one, it's like he's getting better. He's kind of, you think he's going to be the good guy in the end, and then he's the bad guy again. And then in the third one, he's like, okay, wait, no, I need to go back and be the good guy. And then he's the good guy at the end. Ben Solo's arc is almost the exact same way. It's like the first movie, he's like, oh, the bad guy, but he's kind of not all bad. The second one, it's like, oh, he's getting better. Oh, he might be a good guy. Oh, wait, he's not. And then the third one is like, oh, he's the bad guy, but no, actually, he's the good guy. Oh, yay, we love him. Yay. Except Star Wars, you know, let us down with that nonsense that was the last 10 minutes of Rise of Skywalker. Just an absolute dumpster fire of an ending. Anyway, I'm not bitter. What a way to end a series, man. What a way. But I don't know. I just thought that was interesting how similar, almost identical their redemption arc stories were. And it kind of made me think that they were watching like Avatar The Last Airbender and was like, oh, we're going to do it to Ben what we did to Zuko. So, it's upset. Yeah. Okay. So this is the part where I'm going to come out fully Autumn, and I'm going to say that I had kind of been rooting for them. If you're talking about Ben Solo and Rey, that was actually something that I was happy for about 5 seconds with. Just because it, you know, and I understand why people don't, you know, there's nothing like, I'm not seeing the other side of the argument or anything. Like, I know that this has been, for some reason, the center of debate forever, but it was just kind of like, you know, there was that dynamic between the two where you really could have taken it anywhere. And I was totally fine when they were like, yeah, they like each other. I was like, yeah, okay, sure, yeah. And I think that a lot of that has to do with just how well Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley did with their performances, is that they were just, I don't know, to me at least, they were convincing. I was convinced. Also, he was just a giant teddy bear who needed a hug. Yeah. Yeah, and that was the weird thing too, because it was like J.J. Abrams started that, and then Rian Johnson kind of tried to build on that, and then J.J. Abrams was like, wait, no, stop. So, yeah, I mean, and the sad thing is, too, is that, you know, Adam Driver really did do a fantastic job with that character, and it is just kind of sad to see how, like, they couldn't be coherent with him. And it really couldn't be coherent with any of the characters. But it was just this. It was this. Yeah, the acting was not bad. The acting was actually fantastic. It was just what they were given sometimes was just, what the heck? What were you thinking? Yeah, the writing was pretty bad. So, yeah, and that's the other thing too that started coming out, was there were reports of like J.J. Abrams' staff were kind of taking shots at Rian Johnson, and like all this nonsense started happening. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the sequels, y'all. I don't know what happened with that sequels. I don't know. I mean, I love them. I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely love the sequels. I love all the Star Wars movies. I do, and I love them for what they are, you know. And what they are is just kind of entertaining, whether that's well-written entertainment, stupid entertainment, any kind of entertainment, you know. I just love Star Wars, and I always have fun watching it. Whether I'm, you know, making fun of it, laughing along with it, crying with it, anything and everything. I just love Star Wars, you know. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I can see how it is interesting how there's two sides to that coin. Yeah, I get that. I like them together. I think that it was kind of more like, to me, in my mind, it was kind of like they were going for like that Beauty and the Beast aspect of it. But I also see the other side. I also totally understand. So I mean, it's all in the eye of the beholder. Yes, and the script was terrible. Rise of Skywalker spent like half the movie trying to undo everything that happened in The Last Jedi, and it's like, oh my god, just focus on your own movie. Yeah, I've heard a lot of backlash has been at her. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I hear a lot too. Yeah. See, and that's the other thing. That's another side of the coin is that I always only saw them as friends. I never got the feeling that they were ever like romantically involved. I always just kind of saw them as like, besties, Mainly because I thought Finn and Poe were supposed to be a thing. It's like, why didn't that happen? Um, but yeah, I think Finn kind of got his character too. They all just sort of got screwed over in Rise of Skywalker. Oh, Lordy Lauren. Anyway, so before since we've been talking for a good while, I'm sorry this delved into Star Wars. I I love Star Wars. I could talk about it forever. But do you guys want to go into another sprint before I dive deeper into the Star Wars nonsense? So start shouting numbers at me, and we will do that. So he was a good character. I just feel like they did not give him the story arc that he deserved. I feel like he could have done so much more, but I love Finn. I think a lot of people were Team Jacob in the Twilight era just because I don't know. When I was a kid, I thought Taylor Lautner was more attractive than Robert Pattinson. As I've gotten older, Robert Pattinson hasn't really gotten attractive, but he's gotten more talented, if that's okay for me to say. So, yeah, and that's the other thing too is that they don't in the movies they never explain where the First Order came from. They just talk about like you have to like look it up because it came from people who were left over from the Empire, but the movies never go into like where the hell the First Order came from. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get that, but it's just like in my mind they were always friends. Let's sprint. Oh yes, let's go. Because it says those abs, and we've got 21-21. That sounds perfect. So we're gonna go for 21-21. 2-1-2-1. Alrighty. So now that we've got our Star Wars out of our systems, we are all set for 21-21. Oh, Autumn needs to go to bed. All right, well, you go to bed, my friend. You get some sleep. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for your for your number recommendation. And I hope you have good, wonderful dreams. Good night. Alrighty, but if everyone else is ready, let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Yay! Happy sprinting, y'all. Woohoo! All right, that was 2121. It's always a fun number. So I got probably, I can't even count the words at this point. I probably wrote about a page, which is good. Most of it was dialogue though, so I don't know if you can really count that as a page. I'm rewriting kind of the first real conversation that Hades and Persephone have, because a lot of it is just them not really getting along at first, which is always fun to write, you know. So how did everybody else do? Excited to see how y'all did, because that was I don't know, that was a good sprint, at least for me. Hopefully it was a good sprint for y'all. Autumn had to pop out, it looks like. Yes. Oh. I hope she went to sleep, because poor girl needs to go to sleep. So hopefully she's a snooze right now. Oh man, nap sounds good. But we have to write first, so. See if anybody. I know that there's a bit of a delay between YouTube and StreamYard, so I might just take a minute for people for their responses to pop through. So I'm finding that I have this, and this is supposed to be like my guidelines, but as we all know, the code is more what you would call guidelines than actual rules. So even though these are my guidelines, they're like my guidelines of my guidelines, and it's, ugh. Oh, there we go. Christy got 6:26. Oh, you have to go, but thank you so much for hopping on. That's so awesome that you could come in for a little bit. So thank you so much, Christy. Thank you, thank you. I'm actually having another writing sprint on my birthday, which is on August 7th. So I will post everything for that when the time comes. So hopefully I'll see you there. Alea wrote 404 words, finish a chapter at the exact moment the timer beeped. Isn't that such a fun feeling? Like when you feel like you beat the timer. I love that. I love it so much. It's like, yes, I can do it. And then as soon as the timer hits, it's like, done. Victory. Thy name is Plankton. Petra got 523 angst. Yes, it does. I don't know why angst is so easy to write, but I have a lot of moments where like Persephone and Hades are like, well, mostly it's Persephone kind of being irritated at Hades, but like those scenes are so easy. Like, I don't know why. It's for some reason it's easy to write angst. I don't know. Maybe it's because everything we keep bottled up kind of spills onto the page. So it's like, these are all my feelings that I'm channeling through my characters. You're welcome, and try to be there. Yay, I would love it if you could stop by. I love if anybody stops by. It's fun. We have fun here. So this whole channel is for, right? Also, I completely forgot. I figured out how to do these, and I completely forgot how to to put it up for the first sprint. So for next time, there will be a banner. But I do have one for the final sprint, so don't let me forget that I have that. Because I might. Who knows? Oh man, so did anybody write, or I guess did anybody have a particular scene that they were working on that you would like to talk about? Like I said, the one I was working on was just that's kind of the first civilized talk that they're having. Because, I mean, naturally, if someone comes up in a chariot pulled by 4 ghost horses and takes you to the underworld, you're gonna be a little bit angry about it, right? So, yeah. So I was just, I'm trying to work on a scene where it's like, she's trying to be civil, but she's still a little bit not too happy about her situation. So it's fun. Writing Persephone is a lot of fun. So I'm interested to know if you guys have characters or scenes or moments that you find particularly fun. Petra says, my main character thinks his love interest has fallen for someone else. Ooh, that always gets spicy. I love that. I love little things like that. Because you never know how your character's going to react, you know? It like keeps you on your toes. You're like, oh, what are they going to do? I love that. I love that, Petra. That's so fun. I've never written, and Petra, I don't know if yours is actually going to be a love triangle. I've never written something with a love triangle. Actually, what I'm working on now is kind of, except it's not, because it's more so like the two main characters are even, I mean, obviously it's Hades and Persephone, so obviously eventually they're gonna get along, but then there's an exterior force that comes in and may or may not cause some problems. Who knows? Wanted Book Club says, I'm finding my current series is a bit dialogue heavy, but I like the back and forth. Used to being more of an observer in conversation. Yeah, I get that. I worry about that a lot too. Like with mine, like I'm afraid, like, is the conversation going on too long? Are they not talking enough? Because, you know, a lot of it because of the story, it's from her perspective. So the story itself is actually in first person. And so a lot of it is like her inner dialogue or her inner thoughts, you know, and her observing the world around her. And so like when she talks to Hades or she talks to her mom or she talks to Artemis, I'm always worried that I'm speaking too much, you know, like there's just too much dialogue. But I don't know. It's a tricky, finding that right balance between description and dialogue has always been a little bit tricky for me. Alea, oh, there's two parts to this. Oh, I don't know where the second one is. Ah, there's a second one somewhere. It's a fear of being left alone. She found out that I'm living with his family for no good reason. Aww. I wish I knew what the rest of it said. But from what, oh, there it is. Hold on. Like it's still going. Yeah, and that, yeah, scenes like that, I can see how they would kind of start to delve into a little bit of like soap opera-y levels of drama. But I do kind of like that idea that you have, Alea, of, you know, that she's almost getting mad. She's getting mad at him for doing what her family did to her. At least that's how I interpreted that. I hope that that's what you're going for. But I do like that idea. I think that's a very human thing to get mad at someone for. No love triangles over here. Just, don't you love misunderstandings? Oh, they are just the gateway to so many new words and paragraphs. They just add so much. Yes, misunderstandings are always fun to write and to figure out how to get over. And my Netflix is still up, and that cursed show is popping up. I don't know. Apparently it's about the Lady of the Lake. Yeah, that is actually really, really cool. I do really like that idea. That's honestly too a very realistic argument to have with somebody. I know I'm not necessarily about being abandoned, but I've been angry at people for, doing something that someone has done to me in the past. And like, it's just a very normal human thing to do. So I really like that. I really like incorporating like real life things into stories because it just makes the characters feel all the more real. Like even in stories where it's like, it's a fantasy, it just makes them like, if you can relate to them in that way, it makes them all the more tangible, I guess. I don't know. Can you have a tangible character? Oh man. But that is very cool, Leia. I like that. So I don't really know if I have anything like that in my story. It's a little bit different because Greek gods and goddesses, they're just all so like if you why is that? I swear it's clean. I, but gods and goddesses, they're just so strange. Like I'm gonna be honest, they are just strange that it's kind of hard to incorporate real like human situations into their lives because their lives are extraordinary and very different and honestly a little bit gross if we really want to think about the family tree of things, but let's not. But it is just kind of interesting trying to find a way to make them human while still acknowledging that they are not. So that is fun. Also, I feel like Hades gets a bad rap. I'm just gonna throw this out there is, you know, we saw him in Hercules with like the blue hair and he was awesome. One of my favorite Disney villains ever. But as I've like been researching this, I'm like, he's actually not that bad a guy. I mean, yeah, he may or may not have kidnapped a person, but in terms of like villainy, he's really got nothing going on in that category. So I don't know why he's always the bad guy and everything. Probably just because like the Greeks were afraid of him because he was like, you know, the god of the underworld and he was the one who ruled over the souls and everything, but he didn't like decide where they go. Like he wasn't like, you're going into the pit, you're going over there, you know, he wasn't that person. He was just like, okay, yeah, you guys do your job. And so shout out to Hades, I guess. Shout out to Hades. So I guess that's another thing too. If you guys have been discovering anything about your characters that you hadn't known before, you know, it's interesting too because it's like even though like the characters can be from something else, it's like they still kind of tell you what they want and how they want things to happen. And so I don't know if you guys have discovered anything recently about your characters that you didn't know when you sat down to write your book, because I certainly have found out many things. And you know, it's kind of crazy how much your characters will take the time to actually talk to you. So I'm curious. Aren't we all? And they say curiosity kills the cat. My cat is actually the definition of that. Oh my gosh, she will hunt, she will go after a deer. She's like yay big, maybe yay long. And she's in her little hunting position going after a deer. And it's like, cat, you are dumb. I'm on a book club. It's not my main character. I want to be loud. Yeah, I've had that happen to my characters too. It is funny. They do talk to you as you go through. They do kind of work through their own story. Yeah, I do too. I do too, because he really wasn't the villain in Greek mythology. You know, and he got the short end of the straw. Like literally, I was reading that they drew lots. Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades drew lots to see who got which realm. And literally, Hades got the short end of the stick. He got the short end of the stick, so he got the underworld. You know, it's not like he was like, I'm dark and dismal and I'm gonna go down here, and then he like went off. No, it was like he literally got the short end of the stick and was then, you know, got the underworld, and he was just so bitter. He was like, fine, I'll just stay down here. It's so funny learning about him because he's so different from like how you have it in your mind as a kid when you hear Hades or when you see Hades and things. And it's like, no, this dude's actually I think he got screwed over by Zeus, which is just kind of funny. Oh man. Oh, I like that though. That's like my husband to a T. He's super sweet and he loves cooking. So, yes, I do love that. I like it when characters surprise you. That's always fun. Well, I am thinking if you guys are ready, we could do another sprint. So if you guys want to go ahead and start throwing numbers at me. Bree, hello, Bree. Oh, thank you so much for popping in and thank you for the like. Bree actually has a live stream immediately after mine. So if you guys want to pop over to her channel at like 2 o'clock, she's got a live stream going on, which is awesome. We're just on a train today and it's great. So definitely check her out. She's awesome. Thank you for stopping by. Unwanted Book Club. Hades in the Disney movie Hercules. Yes. Yes, he okay, I'm probably going to make a lot of enemies with this, but I actually do not like the Hercules movie. I love Disney. I don't like Hercules, but Hades was fantastic. I absolutely loved him. He was so funny and he was just like the perfect villain because he was like, you know, not anything how he is in the myths, but he was like, you know, threatening, but he could also be really funny. And I love it when villains kind of have like humor, cockiness to them. So I really like it. The Hades, not the Hercules movie. The Hercules movie drives me nuts. Oh, okay. Unwanted Book Club is suggesting 1515. I like it. 1515. Most of the conversation. Hades. Hercules is my favorite movie and I love Hades in it. Yeah. See, I love Hades. I don't really like Hercules, but I get it. I get it. It's all good. If you like it, it's, you know, it's all in good fun. So I know a lot of people who do like it. It's just my problem is that as I've gotten older, I've gotten way too analytical when it comes to films. And so I will nitpick. I will watch a movie and I will tear it to shreds. That's why nobody wants to watch movies with me anymore. But I will sit there and I'll be like, that character choice doesn't make sense. That dialogue is bad. This one, the character arc is, you know, incomplete. Like I'll sit there and I will tear it apart and I will analyze every little bit of it. And so for me, watching Hercules as a whole, as I'm, well, you know, especially now that I'm older, is very frustrating because I feel like this is just such a stereotypical story and it drives me crazy. And I was a little bit, I don't know, Megara also, I wasn't a huge fan of as a kid. But Hades was just always my favorite. I watched that movie just for Hades because he really was like one of the best Disney villains. And I'm like, dude, you're in the wrong movie. You need to hop over to something else because this is not the movie for you, friend. No, but I've gotten very analytical as I've gotten older. I mean, I was analytical when I was a kid too, but yes, I know. I know it's annoying and I apologize on your boyfriend's behalf and on my behalf. But there is just something about some people, it's like they watch movies and it is just so difficult to not analyze everything and to not leave everything be, you know? And there are some movies where I realized early on, like, okay, like this is kind of stupid for enjoyment. This isn't like supposed to be anything crazy. And then you have other movies where it's just like, what were they thinking? Let me sit down and rip it because this is all stupid, you know, and I've always been that way with movies. I always have. I've always, you know, my parents always tell me I should have been a film critic and I was like, no one would hire me because I do rip into them sometimes and some are deserving of it, I will say, and others are not. Like the last Airbender movie, that deserves to burn in hell. In my humble opinion. It's mostly in books. Yeah, I've noticed that too, actually. I'm actually reading a book and it's kind of, I don't want to say it's similar to like the one I'm reading, but it's kind of like another retelling of the Persephone story. Um, and I, just kind of just for reference, because usually before I delve into something, I like to have like, read something in that category in order to sort of get into the mindset, or like the, what's it called? Not the mindset, but kind of like be in that headspace of like the location and the characters and stuff. And so I kind of was just reading it for reference, and there were so many typos in it. Like they did not like indent on like paragraphs, and like there were words missing, and I'm like, what is this? Oh my gosh, it was so annoying. I wanted to take like a pencil and just write in it like all the words that were missing. It's an interesting book. Like, nothing against the book. It's just the typos in it were very annoying. So yes, Alea, I totally, totally get it. All right. Well, Unwanted Book Club said we should go for a 15:15. So that is what I'm going to put on the clock. And if everyone is ready and what is it, revved and ready to go? Is that what the thing is? I don't remember. We will go ahead and get started with this next sprint, and we'll try and do another sprint after that, and I'll probably wrap up after like 2-ish, so you all can go over and check out Bree's live stream. So don't forget about that. Anywho, so if y'all are ready to go, get that up and let us write. Awesome. Good luck, y'all. All right, I got I got sucked in to my story. I didn't realize the timer was going off at first. That's always a good thing, right? You get so zoned in, don't realize it. So how did everybody do? I'm curious to know. I got kind of the dialogue-ish stuff done, and I'm back to descriptions. And let's see. So she is seeing the underworld for the very first time, and it's a bit of a shocker because it ain't nothing like the surface. Don't you love that? Always have to have a shocker or two. And I have finished my croissant. It's funny how pastries sort of dry your throat out a little bit. There you go. No more croissant. The croissant is gone. Sad. It's okay. I have 10 left. So. I hope everyone had a good sprint that time around. I think that we'll probably do one more in a couple minutes. And then we'll wrap it up and call it a day. I almost yawned there for a second. I'm a little bit tired. My husband wakes up really early for work. He's got to be at work at 7, and his work is 45 minutes away, I think. And so I try to get up with him, and I got up with him this morning. So he got up at like 5 something. I think I then woke up at 6. So I've been up for a while. I'm a little tired. See, a little sleepy. Jimmy, who is my bird, is looking at me. He's doing this thing where he like cocks his head and kind of looks at you. If he was in a horror movie, he would be the monster. Oh my, they all just suddenly came out of nowhere. Oh, hello. Unwanted Book Club got 992. Holy moly. What? That's awesome. Holy crap. Am I allowed to say that? That's awesome. Book Club, way to go. It's kind of distracted. Yeah, that was me this morning. Yeah, no, I get distracted during sprints too. 42 words, it's still progress though. It's the best croissant back. Oh my god, that sounds amazing. Wait. Egg, Havarti, basil, pesto, tomato. Oh my gosh, you're making my mouth water. Oh, I love croissants. I love anything plain, it's something in between. I don't care. I love croissants. Yes! Yes, they are the writing machine. Holy moly, cannoli, Kenobi. Like it's. All right, bye, Bree. Thank you so much again for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Leia saying bye. Petra got 635. That's awesome. Also saying bye to Bree, but good job, Petra. They call it the sunrise. Oh, I love it. I love it. And yeah, the colors, I can see how that would be. That's awesome. I kind of want to ask what city you're in, just so that if I ever go into this city, I can find this magical sandwich. So I'm curious, like what the place is, because that does sound delicious. There was a breakfast shop or restaurant or whatever you want to call it in Arizona near the ASU campus, and I don't remember the name, but they did have something called the Sunrise, but I think it was like kind of your more basic like eggs and toast and bacon kind of breakfast. But they had a lot of things too. They had like sandwiches and like breakfast sandwiches and stuff like that. So yeah, I miss that place. So when you said Sunrise, that was the first thing that came into my mind, was that little shop, because it was a lot of fun. And I just a workaholic. I wish I was a workaholic. I do. There are some days where I'm like, I need to just get, my brain in gear and get work done. And I feel like this whole quarantine thing has made me so lazy and I hate it. I used to get up at like 5 o'clock every day and I would write from about 5 to like 11. And then I would take like a little break and then I would come back and write a little bit more and I would like do all this stuff. Quarantine is just, and like Corona's made me so lazy. Like I don't do that anymore. I need a good kick in the pants. Get my butt back in gear. Oh man. Oh, sorry, I'm stretching. Things you do on live streams is you stretch. We all gotta stretch every once in a while. So Jimmy has surprisingly been cooperating. So I'm really glad that you guys, knock on wood, I'm really glad that you guys have not had to hear his ear-piercingly loud cries. They're not pleasant. We're so worried he's going to get us kicked out of our apartment because they're really loud. But he's actually been behaving today, so you guys are lucky. You get the good bird. I don't. But I think I'm also the stepmom. I'm the evil stepmom in this situation because my husband had the bird before we started dating. So Jimmy kind of sees my husband as like his one and only parent. And then there's me who he just does not want to listen to because my bird doesn't like me. That's okay. I'm fine with it. Oh. All right. So since we are nearing the end, not quite there yet, but nearing it, we are, I'd say, in the rising action. Shall we, let's see, do you guys want to shout out some more crazy numbers? I'm trying to think of one good one to end on. It's much easier to think of crazy numbers when you're not the one who's got to plug them in. I don't know why. So maybe it's because it's like all these other things that you have to think about. So it's just like one less thing. One less thing to worry about. It's one less thing to worry about. Yeah, I remember. Has anyone watched Hamilton? There's another question for you guys. Have you guys been watching Hamilton? Because I have, and I love it. I really do. I know like all the words. It's really bad. Drives my husband crazy, but wow, these comments are really slow to load. I'm just expecting like a huge like there we go. We got a So Petra said 12:34. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. I love it. I like that. Alea said 22:33. Ooh, that's a fun one. I like both of those. Oh, what should we do? Would you guys be okay going a little bit over the 2-hour mark? Or are you guys pretty content with, I guess, not doing that? Well, if that made any sense, please let me know if I make sense. I haven't had coffee in like a week and a half, so I'm a little bit... I'm not what I used to be. But if you guys are okay with doing it, going a little bit over, we could do both of those because those are both a lot of fun. And I want to try and at least get most of this chapter done, which I probably will be able to do anyway. But we'll see. Ooh. Petra is down. Woo! There is. I'm sorry if you were expecting a follow-up to that woo. The woo was all I had. But yes, okay, cool. So Petra is down. We're going a little over. So we're gonna start with, oh, hold on a second. Let me fix this. So we're gonna start with Alea's suggestion. And she's also down. Awesome. We're going to start with the 22:33 and then we'll go and do the 1, 2, 3, 4 because I feel like that will be a good end to end all things. Isn't that a line from Lord of the Rings? I feel like that's a line from like every fantasy movie, book. There's always some moment where someone's like, it's the end to end all things. So, I don't know. I really haven't seen much fantasy beyond Lord of the Rings, so forgive me and my ignorance when it comes to fantasy tropes. Alrighty. Well, if you guys are all set, we'll go ahead and do Alea's 2233. And then after that, we'll just pause for like a quick moment so everyone can like recharge for a second. Then we'll go and do Petra's, and then we will be done, and it'll be fun. So go ahead and pull this up. We're going to go ahead and get the ball rolling. And sprint. All right, see you guys in 22 minutes and 33 seconds. Woohoo! All right. So that was 22:33. How did everybody do? My little sister is here. I forgot she said she was coming over. I meant to text her earlier. So she's off in the background. I might make her sit down and do something for our last sprint. So, 2 younger brothers. She's the only little sibling I have, so that's the best thing. What?
I'm so dizzy.
Then drink water, child. You know where the water jug is.
What are these cookies?
The chocolate chip cookies. Do you want one?
Yeah.
Have one. Don't you love little siblings? Anyway, so I wrote actually a lot. They're talking again and they're being civil again. So that is a good sign. I actually wrote a lot. I think I could probably, this might be one where I can actually say my word count. I can actually. 506 is what I got. Let's see. You have 2 younger brothers. Alea got 603. Woo! That's awesome. Good job, Alea. Yeah, my little sister is actually here though. She's raiding our cookie our cookie bag. So would you like to come say hi? If you want to. You're not gonna be able to see them, but they can see you. So here, this is my little sister. This is Emmy.
Hello.
She has successfully stolen my cookies.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good. I
Yeah.
like it. Thank you.
You can thank your brother-in-law for that.
I will.
Petra got 450. Well done.
Go over her.
You can stay over here.
I'm not so quick.
I'll-
I came prepared. I brought a book.
I'll make you do. Okay, yeah.
You should read this.
All the light we cannot see. I have not read that
Have
one.
any of them read it? It's good.
I've not read it. Emily is wondering if any of y'all have read, what's it called?
All the light we cannot
All
see.
the Light We Cannot See. She's wondering.
Pulitzer Prize, World War II novel.
Pulitzer Prize, World War II novel, her words, not mine. It's always nice to have a surprise. Yay, well, thank you, book club, for stopping by. I'm so glad you got to sprint with us. We're going to do one more, and then we're going to hop off for the day, especially now that the little sister is here.
Don't stop for me.
Oh, we were going to do one more anyway, so it's not your fault. Alrighty. So if I remember correctly, oh, I don't remember who suggested it though. I think, was it Petra who suggested 1, 2, 3, 4? I think it was Petra who suggested 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is what our next number is going to be. I love that. I love that one so much. Alrighty. So Alea says bye to the book club. Bye, book club. Petra says bye. All right. So everyone is good to go. Do you guys want to go ahead and hop into our final sprint? I have a banner for it. I remembered my banner. I can't believe I remembered it. Yay. My brain is so fried. And Alea says no, she hasn't read it. She tends to stay away from books with heavier topics because they really get to her, which is understandable.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, I've stopped reading books for that same reason. I've been like, I can't do this. This is too real. So I totally get that, Alea. Look at that beautiful banner. Oh, thank you, Petra. I worked so hard on it. It took me all of 5 seconds to figure out. Emmy's looking at me like I'm crazy because it does look like I'm sitting here talking to myself. But I'm not. I'm sitting here talking to you guys. So, ha ha ha. Who's the crazy one now? Alrighty. So, if you guys are all set, you're rolling up the sleeves and getting serious. We are going to go ahead and get started on our 1, 2, 3, 4, which I love. And this will be our last sprint, and then we'll wrap it up at the end, and then we will be done for the day. All right, so if you guys are ready, Freddy, let us 1, 2, 3, 4 in 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy sprinting. got a nice little rhythm to it. It's the Google timer. So how did everyone do for the last sprint? I did not get a whole heck of a lot done because I was distracted by a child in the dining room. But that's okay. She's my sister. She's allowed to distract me. So I rearranged 3 paragraphs. So I've been like picking scenes in the thing, or like scenes in the chapter, and have been moving them up and then adding to them from there. So a lot of it was me rearranging that and then adding on little things to it. So no word count this time around. But I am curious what you guys got for the final sprint. Excited. This was a lot of fun. Went a little bit over than what I originally intended, but that is okay. As long as you're having fun, that is what matters. Oh, although I will say my back is a little bit ouchy. It is funny, like how much of a delay there is between YouTube and StreamYard. Feel like I need like a top hat and a cane or something in between while I'm waiting for things to come through, just to be like do something entertaining. Petra got 388 nearing the end of the scene. Yay! That's really good. 388 is a fantastic number. And you're almost done with the scene. That's also a great feeling. It's just when you're done with the scene and you can finally move on. Alea got 249. Can't believe I only need to read. Yes, Alea, yes. I don't have confetti like Autumn does, but I'm sure she wouldn't mind if I use the confetti, but that is awesome. Oh my gosh. So is there a good chance that you're going to hit that goal today? Because 2000 is a lot of words, especially if you're tired from like all the sprints and everything, but you are not that far from your goal, girl. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, I love it. I'll have to find some kind of confetti to throw in your honor. This is going to be a thing, apparently. It's just the confetti everywhere. Everybody just gets confetti. You get confetti, and you get confetti. Everyone gets confetti. But that is awesome. So I think, so that was our final sprint. So thank you guys, so much for sticking it out to the end. I'm sorry this went a little bit longer than I anticipated, and we have the surprise guest and everything. But I hope that it was productive, and I'm glad that we were able to work on things together and get, that much closer. It just started pouring outside, so that was a little bit shocking. But thank you all so much for popping in, for working with me and writing with me and sprinting. And yeah, I hope you guys had a lot of fun, because this was a lot of fun. So right now, actually on Bree's channel, let me see if I can find her. Here she is on this Lovely Humans channel. She is currently doing a live stream with her co-host Hudson. Y'all should hop over there because they are a lot of fun. And if you are working towards those goals, she is definitely going to be able to help you get there. Delea says, hope so. Okay, so you still have an entire day left. You are on your way. That's awesome. Thank you for coming, Petra. I really am so glad that you're here. It's awesome. And thank you for the subscribe too. I just got the notification on my phone. So thank you for that as well. I will get right back at you once I get this all wrapped up. Oh, yay. Thank you, Alea. So my next sprint is actually going to be on my birthday. So August 7th at 11 a.m. And I am going to have all the details and everything for that up and going. I think the reminder video thing is already up on YouTube, but I will double check on that. But that will be my next sprint. And I really can't wait to see you guys there. So thank you all so much for writing with me. And I hope you guys just have a great rest of your day and reach your goals. I'm so excited for both of y'all. So thank you so much, you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.